Blog Talk Radio.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show. Well, welcome into the Will and Thunder Show. I am Kevin Thunder, and this is our special Halloween edition of the Will and Thunder Show. Alongside me here, I have William Telltale out there in this scary world we're doing tonight, and Chris, the lady in back, is also out there. We also have a special guest this evening that's going to be with us for the duration of the show, and that would be the one and only Mr. Randy Chapman. Is everybody out there with me?
I'm here.
I'm here. Looks like the the spirits of Halloween are already upon us, judging by what happened with that intro.
Yeah, it did sound pretty rough,
like
didn't it?
Yeah.
Have we formally introduced our guest? Because I don't think the listeners know what his name is yet. What the hell was that noise?
That's the spirit.
All right.
Yeah. Our guest, our in-house guest tonight is Mr. Randy Chapman. Say hi, Randy, and tell our guests a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Randy. What do you want me to say? Let's see. I've been a musician for, 35 years. I've got 4 of my own CDs out, solo CDs, that is. Been in countless bands over the years. Played with many national acts. Done a lot of recording with all kinds of different people. Not, local type of artists. I like working with local people, trying to help them hone their craft and get their demos ready for their own recordings and things like that. But, in the meantime, I do my own stuff, too. I had a CD release on the show back in January with you guys.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was a good time. We were on there for like 2 hours talking about that and all the songs on it. We got to talk about every song and the influences. And I remember me and you, Thunder, talking a lot about how there was such a diversity in all the songs and sounds and influences that I had.
Absolutely. And we were going to play a track or two from Randy Chapman tonight, so you who are out there who are new to our show can get a little taste of what Randy's style is, man. Phenomenal guitar player.
I'm a little new here, too, so I've heard tell that you really love Halloween.
Yeah, I've been doing a Halloween haunt in some fashion for at least 10 years or more, probably. I mean, we did it with neighbors over the years. I've done it with family members for quite a while now, but it's been 10 years straight, I would say, that we've been doing it. But on and off, probably a lot longer. And we just had a Halloween party this Saturday night that just passed, and it was, like, bigger than ever. And, it's probably, like, 6 times bigger than it usually is. And it was crazy. A lot of scary, we had a lot of actors involved, and we worked on it for weeks, sometimes months. It just depends. This year it should have been longer, but we did it in just a couple of weeks, and it was really, really hard, and I'm still tired from it and wore out. But, yeah, I love Halloween. You should see my house right now. Everything is bats and pumpkins, and it's crazy.
So
it's awesome, man. Actually, go ahead, Chris.
You're the ideal guest for us to have on our show tonight.
Yeah,
that is absolutely right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love the whole idea of Halloween, just the fun behind it, and, you know, the ideas of dressing up and, you know, the theatrical part of it and, you know, being a part. I'm big into monster movies and horror films, took special effects in college. It's just one of those things that I've always enjoyed, you know, and we actually, you know, where I live now, we have a couple of haunted trails and, you know, a lot of, like, corn mazes and things like that it's just really neat to get into the spirit of things and have a little fun with it.
Well, I think me and you talked about that back then because a lot of the songs that I write about in my own music has a darker theme to it. And I think me and you were talking about back in January where that comes from. And I remember telling you that I was big on Halloween then. And you guys said, oh, you'd be the perfect guest to have on a Halloween show.
That's right.
It is. You know, and it was funny because that influence is what you just said. As a kid, I really remember watching down, you know, I think you're from Florida. Didn't you used to live down here?
Yes, sir. Same here. You're from right there, Brevard County native.
So then you probably remember out of St. Petersburg, they used to have Channel 44 Creature Feature every Saturday.
Yes, they did.
I used to watch that with Dr. Pallbearer, and, you know, I was so into all the black and white stuff, and I still am, actually. Those are my favorite movies. I'm not much of a slasher movie. I kind of lost it after, like, Freddy Krueger stuff. After that, I could care less. I like
Me too, and actually, we've discussed that with some of our other guests about horror films nowadays, and, you know, nothing really scares me anymore. Everything's kind of, you know, cheesy now. These whole paranormal activity style movies that are, you know, video camera based in reality, they're not scary. They're not like they were back in the day. I mean, you could go back to, like, old school, like Bela Lugosi, where he actually, you know, did things to morph his body and his face to make himself look like a real monster. I mean, it wasn't, you know,
I think a lot of that is psychological, you know, horror back then. It was more of what you didn't know is what scared you. That's kind of what we did with our Halloween haunt this year, is where you'd have to walk down these hallways and there would be nothing there, but you would be anticipating something coming out any minute, you know. So that kind of stuff is really a lot more scarier than somebody getting their head tore off, you know.
Oh, exactly.
Right,
you know,
I actually kind of agree with that. I think the older movies were better because less is more. I think less is more is the better approach a lot of the times with these horror films, because these new day horror films are just way too graphic. It's just everything's so just graphic and out there and spelling it out for you, where I think the films back then were much scarier because it implied what might happen or gave you know, left it open to your imagination.
We had in our haunt on Saturday night, we had a 25-foot hallway that we constructed, and nothing was in that hallway but smoke and light. So you couldn't see what you were walking into, and it scared everybody. That was their worst part, that they hated the most, because they never knew what was going to be at the end of the hall, you know.
Right. And that stuff is scarier than seeing something scary looking jump out at you, because you see it, once you see it, it kind of, your mind accepts it, and, oh, well, that's scary looking, but it's just more, I think people get more creeped out by the idea of things more so than the actual thing itself.
But for Halloween, for me, Halloween is not just horror, though. I mean, I love pumpkins. Everything is pumpkin for me. I mean, I love pumpkins, the way they smell, the way they look, the way they taste. I mean, everything pumpkin. So
you're the pumpkin spice person.
Yeah, I like that.
Whenever that stuff is back in the...
Yeah. Well, you know, going back to what you were saying about the anticipation, I mean, first of all, I'm going to hit on two things right here. The first thing is, I remember when you were a small child, I mean, as young as 4 or 5 years old, and you go to even the little, you know, light horror, like, you know, more humor side of the haunted houses, they'd have the little room where you'd have to reach into a box and figure out what was in there, and they'd have boiled eggs in one, and they'd tell you eyeballs, you know.
We've done that at ours before, because we remembered that from when we were kids. So we would steal those ideas and throw them into ours, and all the kids nowadays are getting the experience of that. The kids in my neighborhood, they come by my house before I even get started, and they go, "Are you going to do that thing again this year?" They look for it. They want it to happen. They love it.
Exactly.
So we try to, you know, just do it.
But that once again, that's the anticipation of not knowing, and you're like, oh, what is that? Well, that's an eyeball. No, it's a boiled egg. But, you know, you still have that, you know, that whole scary anticipation. You don't know what it is. It's so cool. Right. And another thing, one thing that we all love and enjoy on this show is music. And if you look at the horror movies of past, when you have a full orchestra behind you and they're creating the scene for you, and it's not so much a guy jumping out and cutting your head off, but it's the sound of the music and the eeriness, and you can hear the floor creak and things like that. That's what gets you right there. You're waiting and anticipating what's going to happen.
nothing spookier than a pipe organ sound, like a creepy pipe organ.
That is absolutely right.
Well, Les, speaking of music, we've got a lot of guests tonight from the past. Some of our favorite guests are joining us to introduce, their Halloween-spirited songs, including, if you don't know it, we're just going to leave it a surprise. But kicking it off, and Chris, could you go ahead and play this because my computer's acting up? That's what happened with the intro. But if you could go ahead and play Randy's song, tell us a little bit about that song, Season of the Witch.
That song, that one was from my last CD. And that came out, I guess, back in 2011. And I knew when I was doing that album that, it was getting close to Halloween. I was doing it over the summer, and it was getting close to October. And I knew it was one of the last songs I did because I wanted to do a Halloween song. I went, I got to have something that talks about the season, and I liked the title because everybody always goes, is it that cover song, The Season of the Witch? And I'm going, no, it's not. It's my own original version. And I liked the name because of, if you remember was it Friday the 13th? It was Halloween movies. There was a third one called 3. Season of the Witch. It was called Season of the Witch, and I liked that title. So I went, that's a good name for a song. So when I started writing
didn't really care much for the movie, though.
No, the movie was very bad.
I was just about to ask you if that was inspired by the Halloween movie.
The movie was really bad, but I liked the title. So when I started to write I had the music, and the music was really creepy.
Silver Shamrock.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The music was very creepy, but when I started to write lyrics, I started to go, okay, I want to write stuff about Halloween, and I want to put in all those kind of imagery things that you would think of at Halloween. So I started, you'll see when you hear the song. And it is very creepy, and every year it gets played on Halloween radio. It's on the internet. You can go to HalloweenRadio.com and listen to, Halloween songs, and it's on their playlist. So that's kind of cool,
Sweet.
It's very cool, man.
Well, let's get to it. Season of the Witch. Let's check it out.
The night is black, the moon is full, witching our close at hand. Tonight the devil makes his stand. Evil is lurking in the dark, cemetery cold and still. Coffins are filled with the souls of the dead. Soon their blood will spill. It's the season of the witch. They've got their eyes on you. It's the season of the witch. Be careful what you do. Someone walks across a grave. Tombstones cold and damp. In the distance you hear someone say, it's the season of the witch. They've got their eyes on you. It's the season of the witch. Be careful what you do.
All right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was our guest, Randy Chapman, and his song, Season of the Witch. You're right, that was one hell of a creepy song. I love the little ominous acoustic playing on top of the slow, chugging crunch there.
You mean the clean channel
Yeah.
guitar in the background? Yeah, that it goes through the whole song. Yeah, that was I don't even remember what chords those were, but yeah, I did those purposely for what you just said to give it that weird feeling there. Yeah. When I originally wrote it, I think I only had the crunchy part, and then I went, well, it needs something else, and then I came up with that idea. So
that's awesome.
The eerie, ominous sounds in the background.
Yup.
So, tell everybody where they can get your stuff.
Well, all of my CDs are on like iTunes, Amazon, Rhapsody, Spotify, all over the internet. All you got to do is like type in my name and you'll probably find me. But I'm also on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. I have a personal Facebook page and an artist Facebook page. I also have a personal website, which is rchapmanmusic.com. So you can, CD Baby. There's all kinds of places online to find that stuff.
Very cool.
Okay, well, quick question for you now. You've been in this Halloween thing for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and you've seen, I'm sure, many, many different Halloween costumes.
Mm-hmm.
What is the most unique, in a good way, costume that you can think of right now that you remember?
Unique. I don't know about unique. I mean, if you would have said funny or scary, maybe I could have answered that.
Either way. Funny or scary.
I know. I used to always, like, when I used to play in bars and it would be Halloween time, you'd always see people come in dressed like a beer can or a cigarette box. I always thought that was funny. But my favorite is and I don't think I've seen too many people really pull it off very well, and I think that he should be, like, the icon for Halloween is the Headless Horseman. I just think that he's the coolest, And I actually made one last year for my Halloween thing, because I went to Spirit, like the Halloween store, and they had a Headless Horseman, and they wanted like $200 or something for it, and I'm like, so I go in these stores all the time, and I lift up the pants and stuff and see how they're made, and I go home and make this stuff, and I went to Lowe's and I bought all the material, and I made him for like less than $20 or something, and he looked really cool. He looked really super, super cool, and he was as good as theirs was, and I just,
if not better, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Because they mass produce theirs with minimal quality right there, and if you have the time to just do one and a little bit of extra money to put in there, I mean, that's the way it works.
Well, one of the things they didn't do was the part where his head's cut off. It was just cut off. With mine, I actually made it look like there was blood and guts and all that stuff. So, but I really think that he should be like the symbol of Halloween. Although I don't know, a pumpkin's pretty much the symbol, but I really like the Headless Horseman. I think he's just a really kind of creepy, and I thought what Christopher Walken did when he did it, in Sleepy Hollow was just great. So.
Oh, absolutely. Well, first of all, that's the creepiest voice in Hollywood, period. And, I mean, it's not so much that he, you go back to Vincent
Price.
Vincent Price, and you think about that, like, the whole thing he did for Thriller, but he did that beforehand. But Christopher Walken when he's talking normal in a regular movie, you're always like, you know what, look, man, just please stop. You give me chills right here. You give me the goosebumps here.
I'm a pretty big Vincent Price fan, though. I like Vincent Price.
I do, too. I love Vincent Price, too. There's been a lot of iconic voices in horror, too. I mean, you can even go back to, which is not even spooky, but from the, not horror aspect, but more of the, all right, now my brain's going to stop. It's my sometimers. It happens all the time. Who's the fat guy, with the nose, side version of him they draw?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock. Thank you very much. My brain just totally stopped.
I should probably mention right now that my friend Justin is listening to the show right now on the phone, and I almost want to bring him in here because he's such a horror movie buff, and he knows everything about horror films. He probably could be like your tutor there, Thunder, whenever you're.
Well, thank you. I mean, I really didn't need a tutor. I just my brain stopped working for a second, and I if he could come here right now, jar me up the side of the head, and get me working again, that'd be fine here.
Yeah,
kind of like one of those old.
On the phone right now.
Well, I think we all grew up also with like the old Scooby-Doo cartoons and things like that.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
Which also had a lot of that horror element and stuff. And as a kid, watching those on the Saturday morning cartoons, you know, you were scared because you were a little kid, but you still wanted to see what happened. You know.
That's right.
Right.
So I always loved Scooby-Doo. I still love Scooby-Doo, and you know, the Haunted Mansion at Disney World is like my favorite ride there, obviously.
Absolutely.
So,
and as a kid, when you're riding through that cart and you go past, you know, that mirrored wall right there, and you can see across, you know, that ghost is sitting next to you. You know, as an adult right now, you know it's not real, but you still want to take a look real quick. You know, like, wait a minute. You know,
I could ride that ride over and over and over. I just love I love the way it looks on the outside. The exterior is really amazing.
The whole wrought iron fence, and, you know, just the peaks of the roof and everything. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of houses in the neighborhoods outside of where I live, you know, when you go into town, and these are houses that have been around since the 1800s.
Right.
And they've got the big pillars, and a lot of them are brick. Some of them look so institutional. It's like, you know what? That looks like a haunted house.
Right. Well, yeah, some of those.
Do any of those places nearby, do they get really into Halloween there, Thunder? Do you see any of them that take advantage of that? And
the sad part is the one house that really gets into it isn't one of these old houses. It's a newer house. But what they do every year, the cool thing is, though, every year this one house will set up a whole Halloween theme in their front yard and do, you know, the side yard where the driveway comes up. And, like, one year they had the chainsaw thing going. And all these kids would come and get candy, and the mom was dressed up as a witch, but, you know, like the nice witch. And she's like, oh, come get some candy. And out of the backyard, her sons that were, you know, 15, 16 years old would come running out with the Jason masks and stuff with running chainsaws. You know, they crank them up and come
exactly. That sounds exactly like where the house that I grew up in, because my uncles who I grew up, I lived with them when I was a kid, but he was just like that. He did everything, the whole haunted house. He built all of his own props, and he would, at the time he owned a video store, so he had a bunch of like life-size cutouts of Freddy and,
That's awesome.
and Jason.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody in the family got into it. You know, we would lay in the coffin that he built and jump out, or my job was I liked passing out the candy, because, you know, once you could get through the maze that he built of various stuff to scare people, then, you know, I would wait at the end with the candy. But yeah, that was
I actually have two
awesome.
coffins, and when I was working on them for Halloween, everybody gets a kick out of the fact that, you know, I have a coffin in my kitchen during Halloween when I'm working on it, you know. And
that's so metal.
I was thinking
it is. It's so awesome, man.
I was thinking that Will and Thunder, you guys lived here in Brevard County, so you remember the River Road, how it had all those creepy old houses.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, right there.
Yeah,
okay, well, you got River Road, and you've got Honeymoon Hill that was on Tropical Trail.
Well, that's no longer there. That got all built up with houses and stuff. But the graveyard's still out there, Georgiana Graveyard.
Yep.
Because that goes way back to the 1800s as well, and that's one of my favorite places to go. I haven't been out there in a while. I might go out there tomorrow. I'm going to be over on Merritt Island tomorrow, and I have to. My doctor's office, I have a doctor's appointment, and it's like half a mile from there. So maybe I'll just go on down there tomorrow. But I was over there last summer, and I took a lot of pictures, and they're on my Facebook page, and it's just a crazy, scary place, and it's, you know, those
it is.
Go back to the 1800s and stuff like that too. You know, and then there's the old Cocoa Cemetery by the water tower, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't know any of those places.
I know. And when you talk about River Road, right there at the end of River Road, right there, when you're like behind where the Orange Company, right, with not Haverty's.
I already know what you're going to say, and me and Will have been talking about this for a few days.
Been down there. It's so freaky down there.
He said, "What is your scariest Halloween moment?" Well, I said, "I'm not going to tell you, Will. You have to wait to the show." Well, that's it. That's the one you're thinking of.
You're right there, where that little hotel and all that is, right in that area right there. And it's so freaky there.
I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it now, or we can tell it later.
Hold on, we can tell it later because we're coming up to our first.
I actually lived right around. You could walk to that crypt from my house. Is how close I lived, right by that hotel.
Really?
So yeah.
Gosh.
Yep, got a good story there.
That girl, the girl. Anyway.
Don't forget about Ashley's too.
Well,
actually, my brother works at Ashley's.
Yeah.
I think Will had something going on.
I know. Exactly. He does have. We actually have another guest coming on, and we got to really watch the time because we got a bunch of people coming on tonight, and these are the coolest guests we've had on our show, and we got to keep going. So we got to keep rolling. And you're right, Will. I'm sorry. You know, look, I just keep going on and on and on. So just tell me to shut up.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say because a couple weeks ago, the show actually celebrated its first anniversary. So this is kind of like an all-star extravaganza of our past guests, some of our best past guests, and so this will be really awesome.
It is awesome. Anyway, so go ahead, Will. I'm sorry, and go ahead and go with what you got to go deal with right here. Deal with. Let's go.
All right. Well, he hasn't pressed one yet, but he is on the line. This is coming up here within. Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay, within minutes we've got.
There he is.
We've got Mr. Deadly Serios of the legendary Central Florida band Dead Serious. What's going on, buddy?
I'm just enjoying listening to Randy Chapman tonight.
How you doing,
Hey,
my
what's
man? I just saw him back in January, and we had a marvelous time, didn't we, brother?
I'm a huge fan. We had a great Starbucks experience. I got to had the privilege of reviewing Randy's latest record for my website, and
Yep.
We've known each other many, many, many years, and so it's nice to listen to the old conversations, listening to you guys reminiscing there. That's a treat.
Kind of like a family reunion right here with our new sister.
It's a dysfunctional family reunion.
That's right.
Awesome. That when they told me you were going to be on here, I was like, man, how cool is that? Because he's right. I've known this guy, God, way back into the 80s, 85, 86-ish, So I remember the very first show Dead Serious ever did. I was there. My band played the same show. It was over there at BCC in the auditorium.
Randy was in a band called Hard Knocks.
Yeah, right. And we used to open shows for Dead Serious all the time. So it was, wow, we'll go way back.
We were young and skinny, and we still had hair. It was great.
I still do.
Well, for those who don't, for those new listeners who haven't heard of Dead Serious is basically like the most unique band that you will ever see or hear, and they put on one of the best shows I've ever seen. I've seen them probably 50 to 100 times. An incredible band, and
as a matter of fact, 2 of the 3 members of the Will and Thunder Show are going to be in Central Florida in the near future to be a witness to their 30th anniversary.
Which
That's
is
pretty
made in
crazy.
part, which can be attributed to the Will and Thunder Show, by the way.
yes,
Absolutely.
ma'am.
You are on the money.
That's what's going on at the King Center, right?
Absolutely. You're going to be there, Randy?
Dead Serious 30th anniversary show at the King Center, Melbourne, Florida, Saturday, January 24th. And, Christiana is absolutely right. The Will and Thunder show really gets the credit for kind of getting the ball rolling again for us and sort of bringing us back into our second chapter here.
I got a
You know what we did? You know what we did right here? Go ahead. I love it.
I got a really good question for you. How did the 80s in the Park thing go for you?
It was wet. It was moist. It was an outdoor 3-day outdoor festival of all 80s music. A lot of the big iconic bands from the era, or what's left of them anyway, convened on Melbourne, Florida for an outdoor 3-day festival that was in September. And it rained every day for about 10 days coming into it. So it was an absolute just a swamp. It was soupy.
It was like
nasty.
Woodstock.
It was Mudstock.
It was definitely Mudstock. And
well, there we go.
A lot of good behind the scenes sort of dish that we probably don't have time for tonight since we're on the Halloween theme. But Randy, we'll have coffee sometime soon. I can be in my car and be to your house in about 20 minutes.
Sure, I'll come right over there where we were last time. We'll hook up.
Right on. We can talk 80s in the park and.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear about how it went. I saw some of the stuff online, but yeah, they want to get back to their show. We could do this all night, me and you could.
I'll talk
absolutely.
to you soon, brother.
Well,
hey,
right,
good hearing
Chris,
from
are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to say to all of our listeners in the other 49 states, including myself, we are going to have other stuff unrelated to Florida on the show. So, stay with it.
Well,
is there anything outside of Florida?
What's that?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Chris,
yeah,
before
I know.
you leave,
I realize it's hard for you guys, but there are 49 other states.
Look, we've had fans from all over the world, not just Florida. I mean, not just Florida, not just the United States.
Listening live, though.
I understand. And look, I'll tell you guys something.
In Europe may not.
All right, so we're just telling the fans around the world right here, whether you're in Europe or you're in the other 49 states, in January, you know where to be right now to see one of the most iconic bands that's ever graced the stage right there with Dead Serious right there. I'll tell you what, you will not be under-entertained by any way possible.
All right, well,
it's one of the most entertaining bands.
Thunder. Take a step back. Chris, could you please introduce your song for us?
Oh, which one are we playing right now?
No, Chris, Deadly Serious. Could you please introduce your song?
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is a classic Dead Serious tune from late '80s, early '90s, and it's sort of a tongue-in-cheek tribute to the Roman Polanski 1968 classic horror movie Rosemary's Baby, and this song was actually featured on a horror movie soundtrack a few years ago called Devil's Moon, and it's perfect timing for Halloween. This is Dead Serious, and it's called Rosemary's Baby Was Framed.
All right, let's check it out.
Welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. I'm not on, am I?
Yes, you are.
Yeah,
welcome back.
You're there.
You are.
Yeah,
you know what?
It's my
You
computer.
know the scariest part of that?
I'm just going to stay
Go
away
ahead.
from my computer. It's lagging for some reason. I'm having.
I got your back. I'll help you out.
Okay, well you're getting pretty damn good with the board, so maybe I'll just go outside and smoke cigarettes.
Actually, I'm gonna tell you what the scariest part of that song, Halloween version, is I can see those bratty kids in their uniform going, nah, 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 your daddy is a devil. And I hated those kids.
I'm thinking my friend Justin, who's listening right now, will probably love that song. I'm sure he'll write me on Facebook to tell me how awesome it was. Oh,
I'm
and
so
there
glad.
he is right up.
I'm so glad you guys had Chris on tonight. I mean, he's just such a wonderful guy.
Yeah,
he is. He's phenomenal. You know what? Inspirational in his own right with everything that he's been through, what he's done. Chris makes me want to be a better person. I love to death. And everything that he's done, everything he's been through, and to where he's at today is awesome, man.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those people that doesn't get a big fat head about nothing. He's not egotistical at all. He's just a really easy to get along with guy. I mean, when I went and saw him, he mentioned that we'd got together at Starbucks back in January, and the next thing you know, it was like an hour and a half later, we were still there. It was crazy, you know.
And the one great thing about Chris right there, as talented as he is, and as much success as he's had in the music industry, you think some person, you see some people like that, like Yngwie Malmsteen and people like that who, it goes to their head straight away. But
right.
Chris will tell you straight before it happens that you're the best thing he's ever seen, and he'll give you accolades and not ask for an accolade back. And that's the one thing about Chris.
He was very. I remember he mentioned my band Hard Knocks. We used to open for his band Dead Serios, and he would put out these full page like ads in magazines or the newspaper, and he would make sure that our name was put in there just as well as his name, and it was really cool that he did that. He was very cool to always support acts. And I became friends with his guitar player. I don't know if you guys remember Scott Becky used to play guitar for him back then. And I just became friends with Scott about a few months ago, and Scott's a wonderful guy as well, amazing guitar player. He was very young back then, and prodigy, kind of guitar guy.
Yeah.
There was a lot of great guitar players back in that day right there. You remember Eric Mankey with AWOL?
No, well, I know AWOL, but I don't remember that name. The guitar player.
Okay, well, Eric was their first guitar player.
Pete. I only knew Pete.
You know Pete? Oh, Pete. Yeah. Actually, Pete was on our show, about 4 or 5 months ago. We had Pete Brado on there, and we had
I just talked to him about a month or so ago. Yeah, Pete's a great guy, too.
Oh, man, and a phenomenal guitar player in his own right. I remember when Dead Serious and AWOL did that collaboration on the AWOL album. It was Pete and Doug, and it was ridiculous.
I can't remember that song, but I know what you're... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We've got another guest coming on in about 10 minutes.
Is Spade ready to go already? Bring Spade on.
No, he's not here yet. But I'm
I don't see anybody there on the switchboard.
No, he's not on yet. But we've I kind of wanted to do a little bit of rock history.
We've got some interesting Halloween type articles and stuff. So.
Look, whenever you guys want me to, Will, you just hop on the line and say, Kevin, Thunder, just shut up.
Shut up.
And I'll shut up.
Thunder,
I'll shut up for a while, all right? Look, man, my job is to talk right here. That's what I do. We're on a talk radio station about rock and roll music. Okay, shut up for a minute.
It looks like whoever we've got coming in is here now, so what do you want to do, Will? Do you want to bring them in, or do you want to...
Let's start with the news. And then let's start with the rock history, and then when it gets time, then we'll bring him in if we haven't.
All right, let's get it going then.
And now, this week in rock history.
What you got for us, Chris?
We were talking for a while about what kind of stuff we were going to do for Halloween, and we thought to ourselves, it's so cliched to do the creepy rock deaths or people who died in weird ways on Halloween. And last night I came across this article over on crack.com, which is called 5 Artists Who Faced Death with a Song, which I thought was a pretty cool Halloween-related type story. And basically what it is, it's not necessarily artists who, quote-unquote foretold their death in a weird way, but these artists actually knew they were dying and wrote songs technically or covered songs that would kind of let their audiences know that, hey, this is the end, or, a way to say goodbye to their fans. And one of them that was mentioned, of course, was Queen's The Show Must Go On, and how Freddie pretty much was in so much pain that Brian May didn't know if he could do the song, and he pretty much took a shot of vodka, stood up, and belted it out, one of the greatest Queen song, in my opinion, in one take. So that's one of the stories here, and then a couple of other ones was Hurt by Johnny Cash, which is not one of his songs, but he covered that song. It was a Nine Inch Nails song, and I guess he decided to cover this song because he knew it was coming, the end was near, and when they made the video, they kind of set it up to where it would foretell a little bit what was going to happen, and he changed around a couple of the original lyrics to hit the point across even harder that yeah, this is, my time is coming, and I'm not going to be with you guys much longer. And so yeah, this is a really cool, interesting article. If you guys want to check it out, there's a couple of other ones here. They mentioned Stuck Inside a Cloud by George Harrison, and how the stuff that the way that he died, and so, my computer is also running slow, so forgive me if I'm.
It's well, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and bring Spade in.
The switchboard's working fine. It's just this article is taking forever to load, so a couple of the entries I'm not seeing right away. So,
okay,
so if you want, we can go ahead and bring in our guest.
It's the black cat of our show right now is the computers.
Yeah, both of ours.
Yeah, it just seems to want to, either that or they really want our guests to come in. So let's bring them in and see who we've got. Hello, who have we got on the line? Hello? Anybody there? Let's
Is there
try
anybody
this one.
out there?
Hello? Who am I talking to?
Hello, what's up?
I don't think he's here.
Who am I talking to right now?
Hey, this is Spade.
What's up, Spade?
What's on, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show, man. And thank you for covering my ass when I haven't been able to be here.
Hey, that was my pleasure, man. I had a blast, absolute blast.
Yeah, that was an awesome show. For Spade is the bass player for a glam band from Omaha, Nebraska called 3D in Your Face, and they do it. They are the real deal. They come out in spandex, leather, makeup, big hair.
Big hair. They do it the
right
right way.
Do you have mullets too?
Huh? No, no mullets.
Oh, what? Oh, okay. You guys need to get some mullets.
I don't know that the mullet was ever cool.
No, the mullet was there. You got to have the big hair in the front, too.
It's about having the 80s mullet.
I don't know. I don't know if I could walk outside with a mullet and still.
Well, do a wig. Do a wig or
serious.
something. I don't know.
No, I got my own long hair.
That's right. Well, welcome back, Spade, man. Good to have you here. And once again, as I said, thanks for, popping in there when I couldn't be here. I had some other, things to do, and I had some issues on a Tuesday night. And you're a rock star, brother, man. You done hopped on in here and did the radio show host for me twice now.
You,
2 or 3 times almost.
Hey, it was an amazing show, and the best thing about the whole thing is I made new friends, new guys that were into the same kind of music that I am across the country. Those guys in Wicked were now we're connected on Facebook and everything, and it's just I feel like I know those guys, and all because of the show.
We are a magical show. We are bringing people together all the time.
That's right. Getting people on the charts, bringing bands together that have been away for 20 years, and now bringing 2 hair bands together. And now you guys have to have a hair festival. And one cool thing would be for your hair festival right there? Have a booth in the middle of the hair festival for Locks of Love, where some long hairs can, cut their hair off and give it to the people who need it, who have cancer, man.
Okay.
Get them some long hair, too.
Thunder,
maybe that's something we need to work on right there. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm going to come up with that right there. The first annual hair festival right there. We can get some long hairs out there who love some good music, who love, and we'll do something good out of it. That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, you go right ahead and do that. You'll be the only one there.
No, I will not be there. There are so many people out there who love this kind of music, who also have a heart.
that would cut their hair off in a heartbeat for their mom if they had cancer. Why wouldn't they go there and do that for a festival? I think it's a beautiful idea. And you know what? I think, you know what? I might even look into it. So you can right now.
Okay.
Hey,
Randy,
Spade, I have a question real quick. Spade, I have a question for you. If your mom had cancer and she needed a wig, would you cut your hair off for her?
Absolutely.
There you go. It's beautiful.
But
Hey, Randy,
I think the
you still there,
problem
brother?
is they wouldn't be hair bands anymore.
I'm still here.
Well, you know what? All right, well, fine. You know what? Metallica used to have hair, too, but they cut it off for stupid reasons. But anyway, it'd be nice to do it for a real reason. So, you know,
Metallica
look,
was never
after
a
the
hair
sentiment
metal
was...
band.
All right, whatever, guys. Dude, I thought it was a good idea right there.
It's a lovely idea, but maybe we should have other bands on there that don't call themselves hair metal bands, so that way when they cut their hair, it's not going to affect anything.
Right.
Could you imagine the publicity?
Now, Randy, this is
Maybe I was
you
wrong.
remember a while back when I
That'd be the first time.
Friends
Thunder, it's all right.
You
We still love you.
You're not going to shoot me?
I'm going to shoot
We'll do
you if
that
you'll
later.
shut up.
And Spade, be careful. I'm telling you right now, they have something against bass players right here. They talk about shooting them and stabbing them. And if you heard the last couple shows,
we might just have Jerry Lee Lewis as a special guest. You do not know, so you just better sit down, Thunder.
Well, all right, guys. I love you guys, and I will talk to you guys in about 3 or 4 months after I come out of hiding. Once the FBI finds me a new place to live and a new name. So not cool.
Anyway, like I was trying to say, the 3D in Your Face's guitar player is Chris Heinlein. I suggested him to you on Facebook a while back.
Yeah, he's on my friend list. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
he's very talented.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I checked them out. Yeah, they're a very good band.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So tell us a little bit about about what's coming up in you guys' near future and whatnot. Another video in the works, maybe?
Yeah, there is another video in the works, and I haven't really publicly talked about it yet. But I suppose the Will and Thunder show is probably the best place to debut this and kind of get the new information out to people. We're going to be doing, and this pretty much goes along with the show that you guys are putting on. And since I was listening earlier, but we're doing a crowdfunding thing that's in the works where we're going to create. We've got a special artist creating a T-shirt for us, and we're going to do a video for our the first track off our album is called Forbidden City, and it's a song that it's a little darker themed song, a little heavier, and we're actually going to shoot it in an not ancient, but an old monastery, an old Catholic church that still has the crypt in it. So underneath the altar, there's a crypt, and we're going to kind of be shooting a video down there and selling. They took the nuns out of the walls just back in the 90s.
Oh wow!
So it's one of the creepier places I've ever been, and we decided that we wanted to shoot our video there and have our fans be a part of it as well.
That's awesome.
Forbidden
City is my favorite song on your album.
Oh well, thank you. That's what everybody's been saying. They're like, you need to put it out as a single, and it worked out where I had written a song basically about the city of the dead, and we found this place, and it's going to be, hopefully we'll be shooting in December.
I don't know if you can get any more Halloween than that right there.
Right.
The city of dead and an old monastery crypt right there, Catholic monastery. That right there, that's nice.
And we went and checked it out, and they're like, go ahead and hop on in there. And I was like, yeah, I got to do it. I'm not scared.
Well, maybe we picked the wrong song to play tonight.
Maybe we did right there.
I mean, the other one's a creepy song, too. It kind of came from a darker place as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the song we're going to play.
That one the song's called Underneath the Stairs, and it's a song I kind of got inspiration from the Amityville Horror, the murders, the massacres, all the hoopla and the press and everything surrounding that whole incident.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and play it.
All right, let's check it out. Here we go.
All right, welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was 3D in Your Face with the song Underneath the Stairs off their album Midnight Devils. Before we move on, Spade, you still there, buddy?
Oh, yep.
All right, go ahead and let us know where we can get it. Get the CD. Let us get your social media and everything.
First of all, the one-stop shop, 3dinyourface.com. That's the number 3, dinyourface.com. The album is, we are selling it independently, independent band, selling it by ourselves through eBay. Also, it's available on Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, the whole 9 yards there. So just all you have to do is Google 3D in Your Face, and it'll pop up 1,000 different ways to find the album.
Sweet.
Very awesome. Cool.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
hey, Spade, once again, man. Hey.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Will.
Always
Go ahead,
good
Will.
to hear from you, buddy. And I'm going. Damn. Always good to hear from you, buddy. And definitely keep in touch. And I'm sure we'll have you on again, at some point.
Absolutely. Anytime you guys you want to, just give me a call.
All right. And what about your radio show? You have a radio show.
Yes, I have a radio show called Hair in the Air, now on a station called 1019 The Keg out of Omaha, Nebraska.
Sweet.
So it's like a 3-hour hair metal rock and roll show.
Awesome. Yeah, I've listened to it a couple of times. It rocks, and you're a hell of a DJ.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a good one, my friend, and we're keep kicking ass.
Yes,
thanks
for coming on the show.
Cool. I'll be listening.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it, brother, man. Great job, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye.
Okay, we're just burning through these guests. Might have been.
This is one thing I really like about it, and this is something we need to do more often right here. I understand this is a Halloween show, but you know what? This is really cool right here. We've had some really cool people on, and Randy, you still there?
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right. But just getting these people back on, just kind of reintroducing ourselves right here, just having some fun with it. It's really cool right here, doing this music thing. It's something that we might want to do, maybe a couple months out of the year right here, and call them best ofs or call them what you want to. But it's cool right here to get the music back out there.
Right. Well, our next guest, Randy and I found out about our next guest about the same time. I guess it was back in 2012. And I'm going to let our guest talk about them a little bit. We know all about them because we had them on the show a while back. But
that's right.
Randy, tell us about what you thought when the first time you heard about discovered the Harp Twins and their Iron Maiden song.
Oh, I don't remember exactly how I found out about them. I don't remember. I stumbled on it somehow. Maybe saw, like an ad or something on Facebook or something like that, maybe. But I thought, first of all, you see them and you go, okay, what's this? And when you click the button and they start playing, it's like they play all the parts. Just I don't know how they figure out all the little intricate, pieces of the, it's like they cover every little element of the song. But the one I heard was Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden, and I couldn't believe how they were doing this. And then, I immediately, liked them on Facebook and all that stuff and went and checked out their stuff on YouTube and couldn't believe some of the stuff that they were doing, some of the bands and songs, and they were just very, very talented. And, of course, they're beautiful. So it was just it was really, from a musician standpoint, you just kind of, your jaw drops to the ground because you're like, wow, I really want to know more about them, like, what made them want to do that, and how long have they been playing those instruments, and why hard rock and, stuff like that. Why do they choose those kind of songs? They're definitely very, very talented.
Well, we're about to get the answers to those questions, it looks like, because I see someone on the line, so let's see if this is our guest that we're talking about right now.
It's Bill.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Who we got on the line?
This is Camille and Kennerly.
All right. We were just
welcome back to the show,
lady.
Welcome back, lady.
I have been so excited to have you guys back on the show because I'm new here, so I have not gotten a chance to talk to you guys and tell you how awesome you guys are.
Oh, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
we that was a great show, and to date, that was the most listened to show that we've had. So when we decided to put this Halloween shindig together, wanting some of the best guests that we've had, of course we had to give you guys a call.
Oh, thanks. We appreciate that, and we're happy to be a part of the special today, or tonight, I should say.
Yeah, well, it's today somewhere.
Well, thank you guys, and welcome back to the show right there, and thank you guys for being a part of what we're doing this evening.
Oh, we're happy to be here again. It was a lot of fun last time, just chatting with you guys and being able to chat with our fans online. So, yeah, we're really happy to be back, even though it's just for a little one this time.
That's fine. I mean, we're definitely interested in having you guys on again for a full show at some point. But right now, I want to let our new sister here, Miss Christiana, and Randy kind of field the question, ask the questions of you. I mean, since they're both fans of you, and they obviously weren't here the last time that we that we spoke. So, Randy, the floor is yours.
Well, immediately, like I said, I want to know why they picked Fear of the Dark. What a song that to do on harps. That's just crazy, And then some of the other stuff. I mean, why hard rock? Why heavier songs? And how long have you guys been playing harps?
Yeah, well, Fear of the Dark specifically, we picked that one because that's our favorite Iron Maiden song. So even though it's not
one of our favorites,
yeah,
a couple of favorites,
but it's not their biggest song, that probably goes to the Trooper or something like that, but that was one that we particularly liked. So we thought if we're going to spend all of that time arranging something that's really difficult, we decided to make it something that we really love. Yeah, we had a blast with that. We really kind of decided to start arranging the music that we like to listen to, which is why we cover pretty much all contemporary music, rock, classic rock, metal, TV, movie, video game, that sort of thing. And we couldn't find arrangements for one harp, let alone two, so we started teaching ourselves to arrange music. And kind of as we went along, we started kind of branching out, maybe picking more complex songs, making things more challenging for ourselves. So it's really been a process, but I guess the basic answer to that is that we play music that we really love.
Do you guys do you figure your parts out by ear?
Yeah, we listen. We start off by listening to the song that we want to arrange again and again and again, and then we usually start by arranging the melody, and then we start adding in other parts, other instrument parts. We might add a guitar line or a bass line or into, what we're playing on just two harps. So
what was the hardest song you had to do?
Dance of Death is the hardest we've done so far. It just Iron Maiden songs are so long and complex and fast, and they change so much within the song. Like the meter changes, and the tempo, and just the feeling of the song.
Have you tried like a Dream Theater song, maybe?
I was just going to ask the exact same question.
We've had a lot of requests for Dream Theater, so we might have to do that sometime. Although we need a drummer or something for that.
And what about when you do videos?
I don't think you necessarily need a drummer because Dream Theater, well, not Dream Theater themselves, but there is an album out there of an orchestra doing nothing but Dream Theater songs. I forget what it's called, but they took about 9 or 10 Dream Theater songs and just did them with strings and other orchestral instruments, and so I would think it'd work.
Well, that's awesome. We have a few more instruments to cover the parts, but.
What about when you guys do videos? Is that like really time consuming, and do you have fun doing it? Because it always looks like your videos are really amazing.
Oh yeah, we have so much fun with our videos. They're 100% self-made, so we literally, we find, we arrange the music, and then we find, a location that we think really fits with our vision for, our interpretation of the song, and then we film literally with a camera on a tripod, and then we literally play through the song like a ton of times to get all those different angles, and then we edit together ourselves. We record the sound at home. So it's really a big process for just two people, but we really love it, and it's fun for us to kind of use other creative aspects of our personality in videos, not just music, but with costuming and location and It's kind of like so. Even though we're not an expert per se in any of those areas, we still have a lot of music. Well, except for music.
I can totally relate because I've been playing guitar for 35 years, and I went to school for film and video production. So it's really hard to do your own videos by yourself. You know, I know exactly what you're doing. Yeah.
It is.
And Randy, I did the same. I'm sorry, Randy. I did the same thing. Went to school for film and video production, and I watched the productions of their videos right there, and they are so far ahead of what I would have ever come up with.
Yeah, their videos.
It's ridiculous.
Oh wow! We're always worried when people with actual training in in videography or cinematography or something watch our videos. They're like, don't judge us based on our tripod filming. But no, we really have fun with it, and because we do it ourselves, it also allows us to, when we're traveling for performances, we do a lot of driving because we're always traveling with Harps, but we can just stop at cool locations and hop out and film a video. And that allows us to keep our production costs pretty much to zero. Just because we're not expending any money on professionals or getting to a location or flying somewhere like a lot of people do and things like that, which is great for us. And we actually, and we're really proud of, even our locations and stuff. We have so many people. People always think that we use a green screen because our locations are so cool. So, but we don't. We never use a green screen. We show all real locations. Yeah.
And I have one more question for you.
Go ahead. And I have a question after that.
Is there anybody that you guys would want to work with?
Iron Maiden. I was just going to ask, would you guys want to work with Eclipse? Would you guys want to do something with them?
Yeah. Sorry, you were kind of breaking out. Who were you asking about?
Eclipse.
Oh yeah. I think our probably our number one collab of all time would be Iron Maiden, Metallica. But there's a lot of different artists. Big.
Have you ever met them?
No, we haven't. We wish. Maybe someday.
Oh, it'll happen, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they know about you by now.
Yeah, right.
Well, absolutely.
We know that Kurt Hammett does because we were performing at Walker Sarkicon Chicago this last March, and the executive producer of the show, Greg Nicotero, he is friends with Kurt Hammett, and he filmed us playing some of Nothing Else Matters live and emailed it to him. So we know this, that he came back. He's like, oh, he really liked your take on it, even though I only sent like a kind of a live video from my phone, so the quality wasn't the best. But yeah, so we actually know that he saw it, which is really awesome. But Iron Maiden, we have no idea if any of them have ever seen our stuff.
Well, that's awesome. Well, keep up the good work. You guys are fabulous. I love you guys.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I wasn't here when you guys were our guests or their guests before.
No worries. Hopefully we'll be back again with you there.
You absolutely will be.
Yay.
Now go ahead and because our next guest is already here. I probably could have spaced these guests out a little bit more. You live in
it's okay.
But anyway, let us know. First, let us know how you can how you can get your CDs and tell us about your social media and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, sure. If people go to our website, which is just harptwins.com, they can link from there to our CDs and to our social media sites. So that's the easiest place to go and quickly link over to everything.
Excellent. Now tell us about this this song that we're about to play.
Oh, awesome. I think you're going to play our arrangement of the Walking Dead theme, which was a lot of fun. We have a video for that up onto YouTube where we had a ton of fun with that because we are huge fans of The Walking Dead. And we filmed it when we were in the Carolinas, performing at the Carolinas Game Summit, and we wanted to film at this cool abandoned playground, but by the time we got there, they were literally tearing it down as we arrived. So that was terrible luck. But then we were making our way back to the main highway, and we took a wrong turn, and we happened to cross this old, cool, abandoned kind of a general store or something. So amazing looking. And so we went to the house that was nearest by, and we asked the owner if we could film there. We're like, can we just hop out and film with our harps? And he said, sure. He seemed surprised that we wanted to film at his abandoned decrepit building, but it was so perfect for the video. But yes, it was meant to be. So.
That is so cool. And I think I told you about when you were talking about that last time we had you guys on our show about the time I was filming my class project, and my van, or the van that we were using to film, it was running through a graveyard, started to overheat, and the smoke was coming off the engine and came right across the film camera right there. So it kind of looked like we had a smoke machine the whole time we were filming, driving through the graveyard and looking at the tombstones. It was kind of cool right there, and it's one thing meant to be. It just kind of worked out that way, and that's cool how that works out right there. You're thinking about, like we're going to be in a playground right here, and it's decrepit, looks cool. Nope, they're tearing it apart right now, so we're going to go, and all of a sudden you find this little old country store and probably get the better shot that way.
Probably.
Absolutely.
It probably was like 10 times better than the cool playground would have been. So it was fortuitous, I think. I don't know.
Exactly.
Well, thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll definitely be in touch in a little bit. Love to have you guys on again, and I'm sure the rest of my my cast here would love it as well.
We would love you guys to be back on the show.
Yes, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're working on a new, our next our Harp Attack 2 CD. So maybe when we're releasing that, we could come back on. That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
That'd be fantastic.
I'd love that. Well,
Awesome.
since our other guests are patiently waiting, let me get this going. You guys, ladies, thank you so much. And let's hear this. The Harp twins with their take on the Walking Dead theme on the Lone Thunder show. Let's check it out. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was the lovely Harp twins, Camille and Kennerly, with their rendition of the Walking Dead theme, which is definitely one of the better shows on TV right now, or hell, even over the past 5 years.
I think we've got somebody on the line who's in a band that are huge fans of The Walking Dead. Am I right? Are you there, Josh? Is that you?
We hate zombies. No, we don't have any interest in zombies whatsoever. That video was a complete mistake.
Awesome.
No, we love zombies. In fact, we have The Walking Dead every Sunday at our house, where me and our bass player Jesse get together and we eat guacamole and chips and we watch The Walking Dead. So yeah,
nice.
We're huge into it.
Yeah, you guys actually have a song about The Walking Dead on one of your last albums, right?
It's
by the way, this is Josh Schwartz from the band A Sound of Thunder. By the way.
Yes, if the masses can't recognize my voice by now, I guess I should introduce myself. Hello, guys, and thank you for having me on again. Happy Halloween.
Yes, thank you. Happy Halloween to you guys.
Yes, so anyway, for anybody that hasn't seen it, we have a video that's on YouTube called I'll Walk With You, which is, you could call it a spin-off from The Walking Dead. It's definitely specifically about zombies. It still blows my mind that people listen to that song and don't think it's about zombies, because it totally is. But yeah, that was something Nina wrote too. So actually, Nina, Jesse, and I are all huge fans of The Walking Dead.
Well, some exciting news. You guys are actually premiering a brand new song related to Halloween tomorrow, right?
That is correct. Yes, we have a song that will be available starting 2 p.m. tomorrow, which is Wednesday the 29th. And I don't have a clip of it, unfortunately, but since you brought me on, I guess I can dish a little bit. We've had this news under wraps for over a year, and so I've been chomping at the bit to be able to tell people. But the song that's coming out tomorrow is an official collaboration with Valiant Comics, who's one of the bigger comic book publishers in the country. And for my money, they're probably the best superhero comic book publisher in the country. They have characters like Shadow Man and Harbinger and Exo Manowar. And so tomorrow for Halloween, we're putting out a benefit single with them. It's called Punk Mambo, and it's about a voodoo priestess, but she's not the kind of voodoo priestess you expect. She's from England, and she's got a big pink mohawk, and she's a total badass. And so we have a song for her that's pretty bizarre for us. It'll be out tomorrow, so you'll have to catch it tomorrow. But it's for charity. It'll be available on a website called humblebundle.com.
Oh, cool. Well, we will definitely post that on our Facebook page when it's out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be sure to send you guys the link.
Awesome. Well, we do have a song. It's not the song about The Walking Dead, and it's not the song that's coming out tomorrow, but you picked this song yourself and because you thought it would be appropriate for Halloween. So tell us a little about the song we're going to play, and also before we get to it, if you have any places online like CD Baby or Reverb Nation or whatever, places you can download your music or find more out about A Sound of Thunder, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, please check us out at www.asoundofthunderband.com and come chat with us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/asoundofthunder. And we're also easy to find on Bandcamp, and you can find our stuff on Amazon and iTunes and all the usual suspects. So Chris, you're going to have to refresh my memory. I can't remember what song I picked, but does it have the word witch in it?
Yes.
It does. All right. So this song is called The Night Witch, and this is an interesting song for us. It's one of the few that Nina actually wrote not only the lyrics for, but a lot of the music. Usually I write most of the instrumental parts, and Nina will put melodies over it. But this one, she actually brought in this creepy, very Halloween-fitting melody, and which is a weird melody and didn't quite fit in any one key, and we had to arrange around it. And it's it's loosely based on a legend called the La Llorona, which is I believe a Mexican legend about a witch that steals children away and drowns them. And Nina's story is a little different, but it's about a witch that comes at night and takes the children away from their parents and takes them back to her castle and leaves the parents crying behind.
Awesome. Well, cool, Josh. We're going to give this song a spin, and thank you so much for coming back on the show. We loved having you guys, and we always love having you guys.
Hold on, Chris. We're through our list of we're through our scheduled list of guests. If he wants to hang out for a little bit, unless Kranken Welpen's coming on.
Oh, sure, cool. Yeah. As far as
I'm
I
not
know,
in a
they're
rush.
still gonna.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush if you guys have any.
Is Kranken Welpen coming on?
As far as I know, they're still going to call in, but yeah, we can definitely hang out till they get here. So if I get a message from them saying otherwise, I'll let you know. But yeah, as far as I know, they're due to come in at 8:30 or 11:30. So yeah, why don't we play the song real quick?
We can kind of relax now. I think next time we do this, I'll definitely put a little bit of more time in between guests.
Yeah, because we're having so much fun talking to everybody, and it's kind of sad when we gotta go. Well, cool.
Yeah,
what else is going on with you guys? I know that hopefully I'll be able to go see you guys in a couple weeks, and you guys are finally coming to the West Coast. Yay.
Yeah, I hope we'll see you there. So we're super busy. We're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina for the first time on November 7th. And then from there we drive down to DeLand Metal Fest on November 9th. We're playing with Seven Kingdoms, Widow, Mind Maze, and a bunch of other great bands. And that will be our first time ever in Florida.
Yay!
Probably also.
Randy, you're
going to
want to
nice stomping grounds right there. Randy, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just said yay.
Yeah, all right, man.
Yeah, because he's the only one that's still in Florida, right?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, how far is the Charlotte show from you?
I'm not going to be able to go.
Oh.
It's a good.
Where's
It's
the
good.
where's the sad?
Right.
I don't have a sound bite that is sad.
Oh, no, you were right there ready with it. It's perfect.
I was right. Look, I had it first, didn't I? And mine sounded better than that anyway. Mine
Oh,
sounded
wow.
realistic. That was like computer generated.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy.
No, it was perfect.
Randy, if they're playing in DeLand, so you're gonna want to go see them. Let's go ahead and play the song. And
Yeah,
let
you
Randy
guys really
check
need
them
to check out. Anybody out there listening that has not heard of Sound of Thunder yet, it will change your life for the better. Just trust
All right,
me.
when we're done playing this song, I want to ask you a question about your travel plans to get from where you are to where you're going. Because if you're coming through I-40 in Tennessee, I have a place that you guys need to look into to play at.
Okay.
Cool. Well, yeah. All right. Let's rock it out and play "The Night Witch" by Sound of Thunder. You're gonna love it.
That's right.
Children
welcome back to the Will and Thunder show. That, of course, was the Sound of Thunder, and I gotta ask my buddy Randy here. I mean, Randy's a guitar virtuoso, and so is Josh. So I want these two to square off for a minute or two.
About what? What are we squaring off?
Well, just real quick before you guys do, real quick. Our next guests are on the hold. I just want to let them know we're going to bring in just a couple minutes. So cool.
Yeah, guys, be cool.
Relax, all right? It's all cool here, man.
No, it's all good.
It's Thunder time now. No. Yeah, I don't know. We're squaring off about guitar. I don't know.
I don't mean
we need to have a KK Downing or Glenn Tipton fight.
Well, what are we?
No, I don't mean fight.
This is not celebrity boxing. We're just talking about guitars right here, man.
Yeah. So what do you want to know? What's the question? What about
so what do you think, Randy? What do you think about the song, Randy?
Oh, it's great. I love the girls' vocals, and it's really there's a sound out that's really popular right now. There's a band down here that might be playing at this metal thing that you're talking about. Is there a band called Absalon playing?
I couldn't tell you. That doesn't sound.
They might be on that because it's very operatic kind of. Oh God, I can't think of the style of music. There's a lot of bands doing it now. It's like showpiece type of. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. To be honest,
a lot of music.
This was the only song that we had where Nina did that kind of like opera vocal.
Yeah.
And
they're very atypical of that scene, actually.
Yeah, people then started comparing us to Nightwish, and we were like, no more of that, because we're much more about like Dio and Priest and Maiden. So.
Yeah, that's better.
yeah, no, we're not really into the opera. None of us like the opera vocals in metal, really. So we like.
I'm more into the old school too, like Dio and all that stuff too. Yeah, I came from that whole new British metal kind of, Saxon and. Those kind of UFO 70s into the early 80s, Iron Maiden, of course Priest,
Yeah,
big black
a lot of music with a hard vocals on it.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to have some balls in it. That's why we never really gravitated towards the opera vocals in metal. To me, it doesn't feel like metal. But for this one, it was kind of a Halloween spooky tale kind of song. It felt,
You're right.
Called for it.
And I've never said that on here on the show right there, but I agree the same way right there. I love the technicality and the awesomeness of the music when it comes to melodic right there, but really the operatic singing right there is what kind of throws me off right there. When you have something so hard and so driving, and you have an operatic singer, I like it. Don't get me wrong here. I like it, but it's not as good as when you have a driving singer to go with it.
Yeah, to me,
I've been in the minority the whole night here, Max.
I know that, and I know that, but I'm saying
the entire night, because I love all that stuff, and I think that there's a place for it. I think that
there is
certain music that it works. It doesn't have to be in everything, but.
Yeah, I agree with you. It can be great music. But when I'm listening to metal, I'm listening to metal because I want to get pumped up, and if I want to get that aggression, I want the vocals to have some aggression too.
I think it probably has a lot to do also with what you grew up on and what you listened to, because I grew up. I can't even think of anything that was operatic besides Queen. When I was growing up, so we only had Black Sabbath and. Things like the Iron Maiden and Deep Purple.
Well, I'm not that much
like
younger than any of you. I mean, I grew up on all those bands too, but I don't know. I just like what I like, whatever.
Yeah, and I like it too. There's a lot that I like, but there's some that's a little too operatic for me. I mean, there's some that, the vocals aren't hard enough. When you're sitting there and you're listening to music right there, and you have that operatic, or however you want to say that word right there, you just want that moment right there where it gets a little dirty.
Yeah, right there.
When it gets dirty with the guitar or whatever.
But that doesn't seem to work for. See, I don't like when all the bands start bringing in the growly vocalist just for the sake of having something aggressive, because it gets repetitive at that point. But I get what you're saying.
That's the other side of it for me. I gotta have like melodies and harmonies and things. I can't have just the growly Cookie Monster stuff either.
I just want that moment right there where, and whether it be, and not growly, it doesn't have to be growly, but it has to be important, that moment, where, you know, it goes from a note to a super high note right here, where it changes so much where you're like, oh, wait a minute here. This is my apex right here. That right there is what I wanted to hear.
I think I can boil it down. It's when you listen to metal, you want to feel like the singer could physically kick your ass.
Very good.
Vocally, yes. I want them to kick my ass vocally. And when they
if
sing,
the singer sounds like they're too gentle and they couldn't kick your ass, then it's not metal enough.
It depends.
Well, I'm not saying it's not metal enough, but I mean it's not hardcore enough for me. It's not hardcore enough for me. Look, I mean, I understand that you can sing a note that Mariah Carey can't sing, and you know, that makes you amazing. But if that's all you sing right there, I want to hear the variation of that. I want to hear that apex right there, where you're like, look, I'm going to sing this right here, and I'm going to punch in the face one time with a note, whether it be vibrato, whether it be grunge, whether it be a high note, whatever. I just want that. I want that moment right there where they're just like, your teeth are fucking out of your mouth.
Well, my favorite metal singer of all time was Ronnie James Dio. He could pretty much sing anything. It's like, you know, he could sing from like, you know, like 50s ballad type of crooner stuff all the way up to, you know, balls out metal, you know.
Right, exactly. I mean, I understand that. You know, and there's another person that did that, which was a lot later than that in the hair metal aspect, was Sebastian Bach right there, who could sing anything, and then he could hit a note that hit the ceiling. And I know that you guys are like, oh, whatever, you know, he's talking about, you know, hair metal bands. But seriously, that guy had the range of everything, where he could go from singing bass to singing soprano and hit everything in between perfectly.
Too, so he did Phantom of the Opera. You definitely can't knock his voice. Like, he definitely had the pipes.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of metal.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that genre right there. I mean, if you go to, you know, if you want to talk about people who, you know, work on the stage right there, those are the people who, I mean, the work going into to be able to sing like that without a microphone and spread it out into a crowd right there. It's awesome right there. As a musician.
Did we just have a haunted moment?
I was hearing a helicopter sound effect, so.
It sounded like a helicopter or a truck trying to stop real quick. I don't know what that was.
Your opinion was so forceful.
Aliens are coming for you again, Thunder.
Well, you know what?
No, that was actually a truck driving by on my end, believe it or not.
All right, well, you know what? It's telling me to slow down then.
But let's bring our other guests in real quick and get this discussion, everybody involved, because I feel so bad they've been on hold. I told them they could call in, and they've been on hold forever. So let me get them in here.
Before we do that, real quick, we have a major show announcement for next week. Yes, we have the legendary one of the pioneers of hair metal. We've got Helix coming on, joining us around 10:30, and they're going to stay for about 15-20 minutes and such, and they'll be on first, following before our regular scheduled guest, who I'm not even sure who that is at the moment, because they haven't confirmed with me. But anyway.
You know what? I'd love to have Helix on the show, and I can't wait to talk to them. But I'll tell you what. Our premiere show right now is tonight. Right now, our show tonight is the most premiere show that we've ever done right here, because we've had the best of the best on tonight. And you know, Sound of Thunder, I love you guys for being on the show right now, man. This right here is what it's all about. Right here is, you know, putting a little bit right there about what you guys do and putting it out there, man. Thanks for being a part of it.
It's always fun to talk about metal and talk about music, so thank you guys for having me back.
Yeah, awesome. I can't wait to hear well, you guys are already working on new stuff as we speak, so can't wait to hear that.
We're constantly. We just wrote a new song tonight, so it's never going to stop.
Sweet.
So I have a question, though, real quick. Are we going to be the debut of this new song that you just wrote tonight?
No.
Well, it's probably not going to be recorded for about another year, so we're working way ahead of time. But you guys can definitely have a premiere when our next album comes out, which is going to be about March. So you're not going to have a very long wait.
Awesome.
You know, I really think that we'll still be around. So you just think about us, and we'll get you out here.
Yeah, you know, I would be proud to premiere a song on your show. be great.
You know what? You know how much we love you guys? Just come out here and just, you know what? To shoot the shit and have fun and be a part of this kind of show like this right here, where it's about music and not about the bullshit end of it right there about, I got to do this and do this and do that to get into the club and just have a good time and get your music out there on the radio. I think it's a win-win situation for you guys and us too.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
well,
thank you, Josh. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It's been awesome.
Thank you, guys. Well, happy Halloween to you guys and to everybody else out there. And,
happy Halloween. Can't wait to hear the new stuff.
Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
All right, buddy.
You.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye.
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 I have a question for you right here. The next guest we have on here is Kranken Welpen, right?
Are you guys there?
I don't know. Are we here? Am I allowed to speak?
Yes, you're here.
We found Thunder for you.
It's a bad time.
I was just going to say that. I was just
waiting for you.
Like, I was just going to say, isn't it a show that I just fucking disappeared right here and I was alien craft right here? Well, you know what? For Halloween, yes. And actually, it was not an alien crab. It was a bunch of kids that were dressed up a little too early, and they dragged my ass out of here. I gave a bunch of Snickers, and I'm back home, so we're good.
Was it before or after the probing?
You weren't out there riding the floor mopper or the whatever, the floor waxer?
I did everything that you guys thought about at that time in like 30 minutes. I drove a floor mopper. I was kidnapped by aliens. I was in the bathroom masturbating and doing something else. I don't know what happened.
Please, we don't.
Well, we were kind of concerned because the last thing we had said was that we were going to send over some people from, I think, Harlem over to kidnap and kill you, possibly, and then you disappeared. All signs point to Kranken Welpen guilty. Thanks.
Well, I heard that you were going to kill me because I was a bass player, and that's what these guys want to do right now. Because you know, one's a music lover, the other one's a guitar player. I'm a bass player, so I'm the one that's I'm the first on the list. So I had to run and hide for a minute. So
I'm a bass player. I did not chicken out. Jerry Lee Lewis is on his way right now.
Wow, you just go there.
Yes.
I love you.
Yes, I love you.
But you haven't heard the stories. You've not heard the stories. Bass players are. I guess there's enough of them right now that we're dispensable.
Expendable.
Whatever you want to call it.
Where did that come from? I'm kind of confused. When did we suddenly get a surplus of bass players and no guitar players?
I don't know, but they keep telling me stories week to week to week when we do our this day in history about bass players getting shot or stabbed.
There was only one.
Yeah, well,
but he got shot twice.
And the other one got stabbed, didn't he? Or...
But by the way,
how far apart were the two shootings?
Seconds, I believe.
How much time between? Like twice in one night, or two separate occasions?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Wasn't it
One's too many.
Wasn't the Jerry Lee Lewis one like one right after the other? Just
it was actually in one night. No, he tried to shoot the beer bottle out of his hand and shot him in the stomach twice. Now, I don't know how long my arm is. Okay, well, I'll stop now. Anyway, I don't know how long my arm is. And look, man, I've gotten a little heftier since I've gotten older. But my stomach is not that far close to the end of my hand. He got shot in the stomach twice.
So
I'm just saying right here.
Are you saying that Jerry Lee Lewis was a bad shot, or was he a good shot?
Or a really good shot?
You understand what I'm talking about right here?
The bass player was a really good sport.
I think the bass player was a real idiot right there because he didn't move. After he got shot the first time.
Is he alive?
I really don't know. I just know that Jerry Lee Lewis shot him twice. That's a story right there. Is Jerry Lee Lewis shot him twice?
He's alive. That's a hell of a story. I was shot by Jerry Lee Lewis. That's funny.
Yeah, why not? I mean, that's pretty badass, actually. You were shot twice.
Well, anyway,
and
just to let everybody know that I was not abducted by aliens.
So you weren't shot. We've determined that Thunder was not shot.
No, not yet.
Now, for everybody that's listening, this is Kranken Welpen. They are a polka metal band from California. Is that right? Please be right. California?
Yes.
Awesome. And
California.
And this is the one and only Professor Slaughter. Now, their claim to fame is they've done something that they've had something happen to them that very few bands have ever had or ever will have. Their singer got arrested while on stage.
Really?
That's so metal. Yeah, well, you disappeared.
For shooting a bass player?
No, that's not what happened.
I was just thinking. I'm sorry. That's usually the.
Let's go ahead and
Since
play
obviously
the song
this was the part of the show where Thunder disappeared, you might want to recap that story for him.
Great. Well,
and then now I know Kranken Welpen's looking for me too, so I have to run right now, right? All right, so I hang up and run right now, or what? I mean, what do I do right now?
I'm not going to shoot you.
I love you.
I can't promise the brothers from Compton won't, but I'm not personally.
Well, while we're in regulation.
Well, what's that red light then? What's that red light then? Everybody stop. Hold on. What's the red light?
I don't know. A laser scope?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I was just trying to play.
Before the show goes into overtime, let's go ahead and play the song, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the song real quick. The song's called Dreamcatcher. Tell us a little bit about it, and it's creepy.
Huh. Here, hang on. You want to introduce Dreamcatcher? One second.
Hello, this is Chaos. How are you doing this evening?
Good.
We're doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing fucking great. Who am I talking to? Is this Will?
This is Thunder right here, and happy Halloween to you.
A happy Halloween to you. You're the one who disappeared the last time we were talking to you.
Yes, it was an alien grab right there. Look, I was standing here. I was doing the show. I was talking right there. And next thing you know, look, I was done like dinner.
You vanished into thin air.
But I'm back now, and now I'm back. And are you happy that I'm back?
I'm so happy that you're back.
Okay, and you know, look, the anal probing wasn't that bad.
Oh, God.
That was a joke, but thank you for playing anyway.
Well, tell us a little bit about the song, because we're about to go into overtime, so I want to get this played before the show cuts off. So tell us a little bit about the song.
Well, that song is a strange thing that we did that is not like anything else because it's acoustic, so it's not heavy metal nor polka. It has a lot of American, Indian, whatever, Native American Indian influence on it. I wrote that song about sleep paralysis and nightmares because I'm plagued with both of those things, and that's basically what that song is about. It's kind of haunting, it's nightmarish, and therefore I think it's very appropriate for Halloween.
Very cool.
Well, awesome. Let's check it out. This is Dreamcatcher by Kranken Welpen on the Welpen Thunder Show. Let's rock.
Yeah.
welcome back to the Will and Thunder Show. That, of course, was Kranken Welpen with their song Dream. Just to let everybody out there know, the show's about to shut off in about 90 seconds or so, but we're going to be going to overtime. Those of you listening on the phone will still be able to hear it. I think those of you in the chat room will still be able to hear it. If not, the show will be up on YouTube sometime in the next day or two, and you'll be able to hear the whole thing there. That's just how Blog Talk works, and we get 2 hours. Get an overtime, what we call the overtime period afterwards. But if you're not already tuned into the show, you won't get to hear it live, but you will get to hear it. Anyway, got that out of the way.
Well, just to let you guys know that I'm still here. I've not been alien grabbed yet. I'm still here.
That was an
right
awesome
there.
tune that actually made me think of Poltergeist, the creepy alien guy, or the creepy native, not alien, I'm sorry, it's Thunder, damn it.
Native Americans.
The creepy Native American guy from the movie. So yeah, that was really cool.
Now I'm going to tell you something right now. I was about 7 years old when Poltergeist came out, somewhere around that age, and my brother and I snuck into the movie theater to watch it. Halfway through the movie, I left the movie theater and I watched it through a 4-inch pane window. And the whole aspect of where that chicken started moving by itself, to this day, is the freakiest thing I've ever seen on a cinema movie. I mean, it was horrible right there. When the maggots and everything, he was eating that chicken and all of a sudden it was crawling toward him. I'm like, oh, really? And then he goes into the mirror and starts pulling his face off. That scared me so bad as a child.
Yeah, that movie was crazy.
One of the greatest horror movies ever.
Well, that really kind of helps explain you a little bit there, Thunder.
Well, I'm glad that you guys understand me more now. So, yeah.
Yes.
We've never understood you.
Hey, you know what? Will, we've known each other since we were 4. You'll never understand me, but you know what? They might.
Well, little does Thunder know that this entire radio show, since its inception, has been one intense psych evaluation. So we're putting things together. We're working on the Rorschach test, and I think we might be onto something.
Well, good. It was write a song about it, and I would love to hear the word thunder in one of your songs right there. And I know that has to do with me right there, especially if it's fucked up and crazy.
Right there.
All right. Well, it will include the words thunder, Zamboni,
right there,
tequila, and floor buffer.
Okay, fine.
This is getting better and better every time we have you guys on the show.
I know.
This is
we got
brilliant.
Zamboni. Yeah. Anyway, all right, I'll leave it alone right there. But I love it.
We need new material.
I'll send you a picture. I'll send you a picture for the video.
There we go. Okay, well, yeah, we'll have a music video. It'll be kind of like a Dawkins video, except instead of on the back of a flatbed for Hollywood, it'll be on a Zamboni going through Compton.
As long as I can be on a pair of skates right there and try to run for the Zamboni, it'd be awesome.
Well, that's fine, but you're still on asphalt. I don't think, by the way, that the sample of applause you have is adequate enough for Kranken Welpen. We're going to find a sample of a far more hysterical audience applauding to send to you to use just for Kranken Welpen.
Are
you going to run me over with a Zamboni?
Sure.
We need a sound effect of that.
You want one right now?
I take it Randy disappeared.
Anyway.
Our guest host for the night, it looks like he went away. I think he got abducted by the aliens.
Who, what?
He's probably like, I can't even talk tonight. Who the fuck are these, all these people right here?
I was going to ask him what he thought of Kranken Welpen, but he left.
I love these guys. I love these guys right here. And I would gladly be run over by a Zamboni for a video.
It's a strange thing to say.
Hold on, now. As long as my image is preserved nicely in the ice.
What are you going to have, like makeup or?
Well, maybe makeup. I mean, I might have to have some of that. Anyway.
Just make sure you're making a horrifying face as this is happening so that your face is preserved in a moment of terror.
Absolutely. And you know what? Kind of like the whole Austin Powers thing where the guy's in front of the steamroller is like, I'd have to be that guy right there.
Right there?
It'd be fun.
Right there.
Right there, Will. Right there.
Right there. As long as there's no carbonite jokes, that's fine.
No. There'd be no Han Solo look right there. I mean, just want to be run over, and I'd love to be thinner than I am right now. So I mean, it'll work out.
Well, that'll be fine. I think we can definitely arrange for this.
Okay.
I'll tell you what.
Well, you know
when we play, if you guys get us a show at say Citizens Bank Arena or the Honda Pavilion, we'll go there on a night that they would have had it scheduled for a hockey game, and we'll steal the Zamboni.
Awesome. That sounds like a plan.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. So, what Dream Catcher was kind of an interesting one that we, as I'm sure people have noticed, it wasn't exactly polka metal.
Well,
but it's creepy. We were kind of going for
that was.
Hey, did you guys ever get the track 10 that we had sent you? Did we ever send you track 10?
I don't know. What's the name of it?
It would just be track 10, the Jug Files.
Let me check. Let me see if I have it. I think I only have 9 tracks and then Hungarian Rant, which was awesome.
Hungarian Rant.
Yeah, I only have 9 tracks and then Hungarian Rant. I don't have a track 10.
We will definitely have to send you our track 10. It is a hidden track, not listed on our CD, but it is definitely an important one.
Oh yeah, I'd love to hear it. That would be awesome.
I will have to get that sent over to you guys then. That would have been.
You know what it's called? Track 10's called "Running Over the Bass Player from America with a Zamboni."
So we're setting a new trend.
That's the name of the next album.
We're going to be trendsetters here. It's not going to be bass players getting shot. It's going to be an epidemic of bass players being run over by Zambonis.
Exactly. And it's only going to happen in Canada and Russia, and, it'll be a big hit. I can't wait to see this on YouTube.
Oh, it'll be fantastic. And people will be saying really terrible, horrible, cheesy puns while they're doing it. Like they're going to run you over and say, "Stay cool."
Look, you know what?
Someone will shoot them for this stupidity.
You cannot plan funny. You cannot plan funny, but that was the funniest thing I've heard in a long time right there. Stay cool.
Well, hold on. You know how in hockey, like for example, I think it's the Detroit Red Wings. Whenever they score a goal, they throw down calamari or whatever, octopus, down onto the ice. Well, at the exact moment when they run over you with the Zamboni, every woman in the crowd could throw down like a pair of stained granny panties.
Oh my God!
What makes you think they all have one?
Why would you say that about me? I mean,
they all have
granny panties for me, really? I mean,
pretty
the ones with flowers.
Assumption.
I hope that makes sense to everybody else because I don't understand that. But anyway,
Well, none of this
they
really
throw
on paper
panties.
makes any sense, but it's working in my mind as I'm seeing it.
I'll be cool with that, man. I run over by a Zamboni. You want to throw panties at me? That's fine. Okay, whatever. But why granny panties?
I never said what they had to be stained with. I mean, they could be stained with jelly. They could be stained with. Why
would you go there?
This is getting too weird.
This is getting pretty weird, but as long as Thunder feels honored, I suppose we're happy.
Exactly. So you know what?
Yeah,
Throw all your granny panties you want.
I think Thunder has become the official mascot of Kranken Welpen. Seriously.
I am. Seriously.
You need to be like that dog that was on all the Rick Springfield covers. You need to be that. The guy who's on all the
I'll be like that dog with the lazy eye or
with the tie.
Whatever. I don't care, dude. I'll wear whatever. Look, I'm not scared. I can go there and I can do the hopscotch or do whatever, and I can fake a lazy eye and play around or whatever. I mean, look, I'm not scared.
And you would have to
so
be wearing
like in a little kiddie pool?
You would have to be wearing
that should work.
I mean,
a t-shirt.
Hold on. He would have to be wearing a T-shirt with the words "right there" printed on him.
Or ridiculous.
Absolutely.
So that the ridiculous right there, so that the Zamboni operator would know exactly where to hit him with the front of the Zamboni.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I love you more than anything in the world, but you know what? Keep running your mouth there, Cupcake. Right there. I got you right here. I got you right here, right there.
You guys need to get into a mud wrestling fight, and that needs to be in the next Kranken Welpen video. That's totally going in there.
Oh, really? Really? Do I have that opportunity to do that?
Yes, mud wrestling. Yes, it's gonna. No, it's
pudding. Can I wear
Not
a
even
onesie?
Mud, pudding.
Can I wear one of those onesie, one-strapped unitards right there with knee pads like I look like a real wrestler? All right, I'm gonna be the little Big Show, and I'm gonna fuck everybody up.
I'm putting my foot down on this
I
one.
dress myself.
Exactly what I'm gonna say right there. And you know, I'm not gonna say a word, but you have to play that every time I move my mouth.
Well, this one right here.
Considering the context of
Exactly. I want to sound like a video game while I whoop his ass.
So you know what? Now I'm gonna have to upload
imagine...
I'm gonna have to upload the "I'm a Unitard" soundbite.
No, it's me in a unitard right there. I'm gonna be the little Big Show. I
I'm
love
also
it.
imagining Thunder in said uniform, wallowing in mud, muttering to himself.
Look, I'm so sorry that I said that I'm so sorry I said that on the radio. I'm so sorry. I should not have said, I should not have talked about me in a unitard. I know that makes everybody so horny right there, and I apologize. Look, just think of me.
Slaughter just got my Simpsons reference right now, because when you said rag on a stick, I started laughing. He came back with another Simpsons reference.
All right, well, look. What was it? If you rub it against a piece of paper, if it turns clear, it's your window to weight gain?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen it.
Well, I'm glad that you have that imagination.
I'm going to wear the moo.
Well, you might see it one day. I might give you that dream.
I'll pass.
I'm gonna.
Oh my God.
Things that I don't need to have.
What, Thunder in a unitard?
There's nothing like a fat, short guy in a unitard with a wedgie. Tell me that would not make you just take a deep breath.
Okay, I wasn't on the show last week because I was sick. I'm starting to get sick again. Thank you very much, Thunder.
Well, don't worry. You think you're sick now? Wait till we get this fight going here right now. And while I wrestle you down right there. All right there, Cupcake.
Right there?
Right there.
All right, butternut. You're making me want cupcakes. Kranken cake.
This tastes like Grandma.
Oh, God.
We're supposed to have Kranken Walls on the show right now, and I'm doing Kranken
cupcakes.
Or something else anyway. Anyway, no.
My cat's breath smells like cat food.
All right. Everybody quit eating cat food. Quit smelling it. Let's just talk about music here.
You know, people always make the joke about, like, old people when they get old and they're in their retirement and they can't afford anything because they have no money, that they're resorting to eating canned dog food. Do you have any idea how much more expensive canned dog food is than a can of Hormel chili?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, that's true. My dog eats better than I do.
It's expensive.
You don't know that because you know what? Have you ever eaten your dog's dog food?
I'm talking about what I pay for the dog's food. I'm talking about what it costs.
I'm talking.
I was wondering if you tried his food.
No,
yes, I have.
He eats better than you do. Well, shit, I was gonna.
I know how much I pay every month.
I know that. I was gonna, I do too, and I was like, you know what? Hell, I feed my kids steak, and I'm like, if your dog eats better than my kids do, well, shit, I'll get Alpo, and if it tastes better, I'll do that.
Well, I don't have any kids, so my dog is my kid, so he of course he's going to eat better than me.
Okay, well,
and he does eat steak. My dog, he does eat steak. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. No,
don't
really.
judge me.
I am not here to judge. I'm here to have fun and talk on the radio.
Well, what exactly is it?
Hey, look.
I just told you to run me over with a Zamboni. Am I here to judge?
Thunder is on the radio, listening to music and reflecting his opinion on it, and he's not here to judge. Kind of sounds like the definition.
Look, you know how much I love you. You have no idea how much I love you.
I feel it. I feel it here, and here, and you don't want to know where I pointed.
Yeah. Thunder, are you?
Actually, I don't care. I was in your nether regions.
Oh my God! Is this your coming out party tonight, Thunder?
No, actually, I have a wife and kids, so I'm pretty sure.
Won't they be surprised?
It's funny. Actually, if you're working there, you son of a bitch.
Hang on a second. Keep that sample clear. This is the worst joke on the planet. All right, here it comes. 2 snares and a cymbal fall off a cliff.
You what?
I think Harp did with that joke. Okay, yes, it's stupid.
I love that. That's awesome.
I'm telling you right now.
It's only funny in a coffee shop. It is only funny in a coffee shop.
God.
You step outside of a coffee shop, it's no longer funny. You're going to be 5 feet out of the door. It's not funny anymore.
You're...
So one of you is in a coffee shop.
I guess I'm
this is like the best Halloween ever.
Hey, you know what? Now, honestly, Chris, honestly, who does he remind you of? In the last 30 years, one person does he remind you of?
Weird Al.
Huh?
Like the sense of humor.
The sense of humor, voice, and everything. Who does he remind you of?
Oh, I don't know.
Polka metal band.
You are the one and only polka metal band, but you have the same attitude as the best comedic person I've ever known in my whole life. That they try to replicate with a comedian that did a half-ass job. But you remind me so much of Vodka.
Oh yeah, that's it's a little before my time, Thunder. I'm sorry.
I say it's not before my time, but you do remind me of a version of Vodka, and if you know who I'm talking about, tell me I'm wrong.
The guy from Taxi, right?
Huh?
I mean, I'm a little happier with that than Tony Clifton, but thanks.
Look at you killing me here, bro.
See, I thought you were going to say Richard Pryor because
No.
Wrong ethnicity.
He's so. I was just saying, if I were to say to anybody, you are the man on the moon. You're the man on the fucking sun, brother. Love it. I love you, babe.
I would say rounded up into the whole would be kind of some bizarre combination of Vodka and Ignatowski. So, sure.
I honestly think next year our Halloween special needs to be us on location going trick-or-treating with Kranken Welpen. Like, this needs to happen. You guys need to...
And we have to be in costume. We have to be in costume.
Yes, you guys need to come out to California because I'm already here. They're already here. So I just, it's a short bus ride to where they are, and I'm there. But you guys need to come out, and we just need to do this.
It's a short bus ride?
No,
I'll be right on there. I'll sit right in.
It's not a ride on a Zamboni.
Location Halloween episode, trick-or-treating with Kranken.
Oh, mercy me.
Yeah, we'll all put on our costumes and, go trick-or-treating. I don't know.
I just want to let you know ahead of time that all of the apples have razor blades in them.
Of course.
I'll be the I've already got a Halloween costume. I just don't, I just haven't. I'm not going to get a chance to wear it this year. But it's not even really anything I put together. It's just shit that I had that looks the part. I can be the Night's Doctor.
Okay.
Chirp, chirp. Crickets chirping.
See, I thought you were going to go with the pregnant nun again. I thought that was going to be...
Actually, I'm really cool with Halloween costumes. And I was going to talk about Randy about it.
Hold on. When I was in
Go ahead.
when I was in Cincinnati for for a Dolphins, the Dolphins Bengals game back in 2010.
Yes.
We had a Halloween costume party the night before the game. I saw the best costume ever, and it was this guy. He was in a referee's outfit, except he was wearing sunglasses and had a walking, like a walking stick that that blind people use to, to have. And he's an NFL ref.
Yeah, actually, I've got a better one than that, and this one's kind of funny. You ready?
Yeah.
This person came walking into the bar that I worked at, and we were having a Halloween costume contest, and she won. Now, the costume was a fried egg, right?
Okay.
She had a test. She had test. Horns to her head, a pitchfork, and a red tail, and she was a deviled egg.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
And I was like, you know what? Here, right here, here's the deal. Look, right now, you put as much thought as you could into this, and I love that. So she won the girls' costume contest right there. And there were so many girls in there that were like, I'm a sexy nurse, fuck, whatever. I'm like, no. She wins right here.
Yeah, that's creative.
She was a deviled egg. And I was like, that is so cool right there. It was so funny. Now,
but hey, real quick, you guys, I just found something online that it sort of relates to Halloween, and I know we weren't going to do news stories or anything, but I just have to share this with you guys because we're going to laugh. You're going to laugh your asses off. GWAR has just announced that they've got a new cover song out. Does anybody want to guess what song it is? You already know. Okay, well,
hold on. Sorry, both of you stop real quick. You guys both know now. What band?
GWAR. The ultimate Halloween costume band.
GWAR. How is GWAR?
Oh, okay. And they got a new song out?
Well, it's an old song, but they've covered it.
Oh, okay.
Will already said what song it was. I was going to have people guess to see if you guys could have an idea. Yeah, they covered the Pet Shop Boys.
West End Girls.
Remember that song from the 80s?
The West End Girls. I mean the old 80s
new wave
kind of hip hop kind of song.
Oh, new wave.
No, the Pet Shop Boys. Thunder. Where were you in the 80s?
I was there. Which song are you talking about?
Were you intoxicated?
West End Girls.
You don't know West End Girls from the Pet Shop Boys.
West End Girls.
There you go.
That's the song you're talking about?
Yeah.
Eastern Boys of Dennewa.
Yes.
That's the one.
Yeah, okay. I thought that's what I said, the 80s kind of pop song.
I thought you said rap. I'm like, no.
No. The Eastern Boys of Dennewa. Yeah, I remember that song.
But the cool thing about it is, I watched the video earlier today, and now GWAR has done this 3 years in a row. They've done this. There's this online magazine that releases a list of songs for national bands to come in and cover, and they're like the most off the wall songs that you'd ever think of. Well, the first year GWAR did it, and it was "Carry On My Wayward Son," and they're God, that version of that song is so epic. And then last year they did, for the same thing, they did "Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car" by Billy Ocean.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I would love to hear that. Get out of my dreams.
Except it was glorified.
See, that's what I love, because, one of my favorite bands that we've talked about 100 times here is Disturbed. And every album they do that. They throw an old school cover in their album right there.
But this year when they did, they have Volvatron as their female singer.
Yeah, they're new singer.
They've got some other guy in there. They've got another male singer in there too. So they actually have two singers now. And after after that song, or when they did "Get Out of My Dreams, Get In My Car," they went into Bubba O'Reilly, I think it was, which was an odd hearing Billy Ocean transcend into the Who. But this one, they went into one of their originals called "Somebody's Gotta Die," and they turned it into a tribute to Otis.
Nice.
It was. Yeah, it was really cool. They're like, I can't remember how the song went. I mean, I've heard the original song, but they just changed the words around a little bit. It was like, Otis died. I mean, they did a. It wasn't like odorous. Yeah.
It wasn't a death march, but it was a ode to him.
It was a Gwar tribute.
Right.
So.
Hey, Randy, you still there?
Thunder. An hour ago called. Yeah, he's not there. He left.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I haven't looked. We just sit here talking. We're talking, and I'm like, dude, I haven't heard nothing from Randy for a minute here.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I was going to ask him what he thought of Kranken, but he was gone after we played the song, which was like half an hour.
I love you, Randy, and thank you for being on our coolest fucking rock show ever, right here. You know, Black Cats.
He did. He sent me a message saying that he had to be up in the morning. So.
I understand.
Oh.
Well, listen, man.
Well,
hey, I have a question for you guys. I have a question for you, Bill.
Okay. What?
Have you got a black cat yet?
A who?
A black cat. Tomorrow. That's your job tomorrow. Get you a black cat.
A black cat.
Halloween, brother.
Well, okay. What does that have to do with my job?
That has nothing to do with your job. Your job tomorrow is to go get a black cat, a ladder or some shit right there. I mean, make it Halloween.
A black cat and a ladder?
Yeah.
Don't forget the mirror.
I think our buddy Thunder here is a little saucy, don't you?
No, I'm not at all.
Not really sure what he's got planned with these bizarre items, but I'm down.
Are you gonna? Do you have a black cat to donate to the cause, or?
I certainly do not.
A black cat and a ladder.
Yeah, that's superstition. That's not so much Halloween, is it? Or
well, I mean it's a little bit of both right there.
Right there.
Is this going to be part of the hair metal
superstition
festival?
and Halloween is not. I mean, I think they go together right there.
Right there. They go together right there.
I heard this right there.
Anyway, what do you say we go?
Been fantastic, but I actually must get going myself.
Yeah.
Thank you guys all very much for having us back on the show.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you
We always love having you guys on the show. It's been so awesome. This has been a great show. Thanks to all of our guests that joined us tonight. Everybody, Randy and Josh from Sound Thunder and the Harp Twins and Dead Serious, and I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody else, several other people.
Yeah, that was...
So thank you, Kranken Welpen, for getting out the Zamboni and making this Halloween most epic.
It's not Halloween without the Zamboni.
Absolutely. Well, all right. So who have we got on next week's show, Will, besides Helix, the legendary Helix?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because there's a time zone difference and everything with our scheduled guest, and the scheduled guest has not gotten back to me yet. So I don't know what we're going to do.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have an awesome show anyway, for the most part, with Helix. So hopefully we'll have more guests, but if not, it will be a great show nonetheless. So cool. Well, good night, you guys.
That's right. If it comes down to it, we could do another show like here where we just play some music from a lot of the great bands that we've already had on, if that's the way it works out. But tonight I'd like to say thanks to Randy Chapman, Dead Serious, Spade from 3D in Your Face, the Harp Twins, Sound of Thunder, Kranken Bolton. I mean, thanks guys for coming back on here right now. We've had a great year so far. Actually, we're going on about a year and a half right here. And Chris, thanks for coming back and or not coming back, but coming to be a part of this whole thing we got going here. And it was a lot of fun right here to talk to all these people that we've talked to before and see where they're going and what's going on with them.
Happy Halloween!
It was definitely
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Will.
No, that's all right. That was definitely. I mean, I'm sure it was. It was one of the best shows that we've done, and I'm sure. But it was definitely the most hectic, but in a good way.
But it was also the most versatile. It was also the most versatile right here. We had a lot of great musicians on there that that we've had on before, and we just got to let them shine for just a minute right there. And it was cool that our listeners had a minute to see what we've done in the past right here in a matter of 2 hours, what we've done in the last, I'm going to say 8 months right here.
And it was awesome to see everyone's different take on the season of Halloween and how everybody has their own idea of musically of what it is and everyone's idea of creepy or scary. It's been really awesome to hear everybody's music. And, yeah, I look forward again to doing this next year. So, yeah.
I like the on-location trick-or-treating idea.
Yeah, you know what? We got to figure out something.
We gotta have somebody just sitting there manning the board and everything, and we just do the show as we go through the neighborhood
and scare everyone with our
That's right.
and and
floor buffers.
The games from Compton. Well, awesome, you guys. All right. Well, I'm sure you guys all have stuff to do, so we'll be back next week, and as long as no one gets abducted by aliens. Or, has Halloween.
I will see you guys next week as I pull myself from up underneath the Zamboni.
Very good. Good luck and good night.
Yes, thank you guys. Have a great night.
All right, guys. Next week, same time, same place. We'll see you on the Will and Thunder Show. Love you, mean it.
Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show.
Blog Talk Radio. Basically.
What the hell is that?
I'm sorry. Well.
Welcome to the Will and Thunder Show. Will and Thunder Show.
Well, welcome into the Will and Thunder Show. I am Kevin Thunder, and this is our special Halloween edition of the Will and Thunder Show. Alongside me here, I have William Telltale out there in this scary world we're doing tonight, and Chris, the lady in back, is also out there. We also have a special guest this evening that's going to be with us for the duration of the show, and that would be the one and only Mr. Randy Chapman. Is everybody out there with me?
I'm here.
I'm here. Looks like the spirits of Halloween are already upon us, judging by what happened with that intro.
Yeah, it did sound pretty rough, didn't it?
Have we formally introduced our guest? Because I don't think the listeners know what his name is yet. What the hell was that noise?
That's the spirit.
All right.
Our guest, our in-house guest tonight is Mr. Randy Chapman. Say hi, Randy, and tell our guests a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Randy. What do you want me to say? I've been a musician for 35 years. I've got 4 of my own CDs out, solo CDs, that is. Been in countless bands over the years. Played with many national acts. Done a lot of recording with all kinds of different people. Not, local type of artists. I like working with local people, trying to help them hone their craft and get their demos ready for, their own recordings and things like that. But, in the meantime, I do my own stuff, too. I had a CD release on the show back in January with you guys.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, that was a good time. We were on there for like 2 hours talking about that and all the songs on it. We got to talk about every song and the influences. And I remember me and you, Thunder, talking a lot about how there was such a diversity in all the songs and sounds and influences that I had.
Absolutely. And we were going to play a track or two from Randy Chapman tonight, so you who are out there who are new to our show can get a little taste of what Randy's style is, man. Phenomenal guitar player.
I'm a little new here, too, so I've heard tell that you really love Halloween.
Yeah, I've been doing a Halloween haunt in some fashion for at least 10 years or more, probably. I mean, we did it with neighbors over the years. I've done it with family members for quite a while now, but it's been 10 years straight, I would say, that we've been doing it. But on and off, probably a lot longer. And we just had a Halloween party this Saturday night that just passed, and it was like bigger than ever. And it's probably like 6 times bigger than it usually is, and it was crazy. A lot of scary. We had a lot of actors involved, and we worked on it for weeks, sometimes months. It just depends. This year it should have been longer, but we did it in just a couple of weeks, and it was really, really hard, and I'm still tired from it and wore out. But, I love Halloween. You should see my house right now. Everything is bats and pumpkins, and it's crazy.
So
yeah, it's awesome, man. Actually, go ahead, Chris.
You're the ideal guest for us to have on our show tonight.
Yeah,
that is absolutely right.
Awesome.
Yeah, I love the whole idea of Halloween, just the fun behind it, and, the ideas of dressing up and, the theatrical part of it and, being a part. I'm big into monster movies and horror films, took special effects in college. It's just one of those things that I've always enjoyed, and we actually, where I live now, we have a couple of haunted trails and, a lot of, like, corn mazes and things like that it's just really neat to get into the spirit of things and have a little fun with it.
Well, I think me and you talked about that back then because a lot of the songs that I write about in my own music has a darker theme to it. And I think me and you were talking about back in January where that comes from. And I remember telling you that I was big on Halloween then. And you guys said, oh, you'd be the perfect guest to have on a Halloween show.
That's right.
It is. And it was funny because that influence is what you just said. As a kid, I really remember watching down, I think you're from Florida. Didn't you used to live down here?
Yes, sir. Same as you're from right there, Brevard County native.
So then you probably remember out of St. Petersburg, they used to have Channel 44 Creature Feature every Saturday.
Yes, they did.
I used to watch that with Dr. Pallbearer, and, I was so into all the black and white stuff, and I still am, actually. Those are my favorite movies. I'm not much of a slasher movie. I kind of lost it after, like, Freddy Krueger stuff. After that, I could care less. I like
Me too, and actually, we've discussed that with some of our other guests about horror films nowadays, and, nothing really scares me anymore. Everything's kind of, cheesy now. These whole paranormal activity style movies that are, video camera based in reality, they're not scary. They're not like they were back in the day. I mean, you could go back to, like, old school, like Bela Lugosi, where he actually, did things to morph his body and his face to make himself look like a real monster. I mean, it wasn't,
I think a lot of that is psychological, horror back then. It was more of what you didn't know is what scared you. That's kind of what we did with our Halloween haunt this year, is where you'd have to walk down these hallways and there would be nothing there, but you would be anticipating something coming out any minute, So that kind of stuff is really a lot more scarier than somebody getting their head tore off,
Oh, exactly.
I actually kind of agree with that I think the older movies were better because less is more. I think less is more is the better approach a lot of the times with these horror films, because these new day horror films are just way too graphic. It's just everything's so just graphic and out there and spelling it out for you, where I think the films back then were much scarier because it implied what might happen or gave you, left it open to your imagination.
We had this, in our haunt on Saturday night, we had a 25-foot hallway that we constructed, and nothing was in that hallway but smoke and light. So you couldn't see what you were walking into, and it scared everybody. That was the worst part that they hated the most, because they never knew what was going to be at the end of the hall, you know.
Right, and that stuff is scarier than seeing something scary looking jump out at you, because you see it, once you see it, it kind of, your mind accepts it, and, oh, well, that's scary looking, but it's just more, I think people get more creeped out by the idea of things more so than the actual thing itself.
But for Halloween, for me, Halloween is not just horror, though. I mean, I love pumpkins. Everything is pumpkin for me. I mean, I love pumpkins, the way they smell, the way they look, the way they taste. I mean, everything pumpkin.
So you're the pumpkin spice person.
Yeah, I like that.
Whenever that stuff is back in the...
Yeah. Well, going back to what you were saying about the anticipation, I mean, first of all, I'm going to hit on two things right here. The first thing is, I remember when you were a small child, I mean, as young as 4 or 5 years old, and you go to even the little, light horror, more humor side of the haunted houses, they'd have the little room where you'd have to reach into a box and figure out what was in there. And they'd have boiled eggs in one, and they'd tell you eyeballs,
We've done that at ours before, because we remembered that from when we were kids. So we would steal those ideas and throw them into ours, and all the kids nowadays are getting the experience of that. The kids in my neighborhood, they come by my house before I even get started, and they go, "Are you going to do that thing again this year?" They look for it. They want it to happen. They love it.
Exactly.
So we try to, just do it.
But then once again, that's the anticipation of not knowing, and you're like, "Oh, what is that?" Well, that's an eyeball. No, it's a boiled egg. But you still have that, that whole scary anticipation. You don't know what it is. It's so cool. Right. And another thing, one thing that we all love and enjoy on this show is music. And if you look at the horror movies of past, when you have a full orchestra behind you and they're creating the scene for you, and it's not so much a guy jumping out and cutting your head off, but it's the sound, the music, and the eeriness, and you can hear the floor creak and things like that. That's what gets you right there. You're waiting and anticipating what's going to happen.
Nothing spookier than a pipe organ sound, like a creepy pipe organ.
That is absolutely right.
Well, Les, speaking of music, we've got a lot of guests tonight from the past. Some of our favorite guests are joining us to introduce, their Halloween-spirited songs, including, if you don't know it, we're just going to leave it a surprise. But kicking it off, and Chris, could you go ahead and play this because my computer's acting up? That's what happened with the intro. But if you could go ahead and play Randy's song, tell us a little bit about that song, Season of the Witch.
That song, that one was from my last CD. And that came out, I guess, back in 2011. And I knew when I was doing that album that, it was getting close to Halloween. I was doing it over the summer, and it was getting close to October. And I knew it was one of the last songs I did because I wanted to do a Halloween song. I went, I got to have something that talks about the season, and I liked the title because everybody always goes, "Oh, is it that cover song, The Season of the Witch?" And I'm going, no, it's not. It's my own original version. And I liked the name because of, if you remember was it Friday the 13th? It was Halloween movies. There was a third one called Season of the Witch. It was called Season of the Witch, and I liked that title. So I went, oh, that's a good name for a song. So when I started writing
the lyrics... You didn't really care much for the movie, though.
No, the movie was very bad.
I was just about to ask you if that was inspired by the Halloween movie.
The movie was really bad, but I liked the title. So when I started to write I had the music, and the music was really creepy.
Shamrock.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The music was very creepy, but when I started to write lyrics, I started to go, okay, I want to write stuff about Halloween, and I want to put in all those kind of imagery things that you would think of at Halloween. So I started, you'll see when you hear the song. And it is very creepy, and every year it gets played on Halloween radio. It's on the internet. You can go to HalloweenRadio.com and listen to, Halloween songs, and it's on their playlist. So that's kind of cool,
Sweet. It's very cool, man.
Well, let's get to it. Season of the Witch. Let's check it out.
The night is black, the moon is full, witching hour close at hand. Creatures of the night know tonight the devil makes his stand. Evil is lurking in the dark, cemetery cold and still. Coffins are filled with the souls of the dead. Soon their blood will spill. It's the season of the witch. They've got their eyes on you. It's the season of the witch. Be careful what you do. Someone walks across a grave.